What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kamon. Today, making you guys an updated version of my White Forest deck. This version, I think, is way better than the version that I posted before. Now that I have a even more understanding of what the deck can do and what it wants to do, I feel like this version is definitely a better version. But the next version I will post is going to be of the Horus version. I think that version can be pretty cool, but gonna experiment. But anyways, before we get started, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, share the video, join my Discord, and I am sponsored by Dueling Guard, so if you do like these super cool Dueling Guard mats, deck boxes, all that stuff, make sure you guys do use my code KAMON5 to get 5% off everything. But anyways, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna show you guys main deck, extra, and the side, because I did take this to locals the other day. This isn't the version I took to locals, but now that I have a better understanding, I kind of know, like, all right, I want to play this ratio at that ratio. So anyway, start with the monsters. The best one is Asteria. Also, hey, let me know what you guys think of the quality. I changed around the webcam, the one up here that you see. So it should look a lot more clear than the other version that I've done it before. Anyways, yeah, so for the 3-ups, 3 Asteria, 3 Azette, and actually 3 Sylvie, and then round it off with the last white wood or white forest is just the Rukia? Yeah. So before I was running Sylvie at just 2, so 2 and 1, but with a lot of testing, I'm starting to realize, like, you have to kind of get at least one of your monsters on the field so you can kind of play, because this deck can actually play through a bunch of hand traps. You know what I mean? Especially Azette. They have to ash this card. You know what I mean? Same thing with Astelar. Diabells, goddammit. It's Diabells. They have to interact with 2 of these. So, and like this one, if they don't have ash, it's a free search for this. And even if they want to like droll you, that's totally fine. You can still summon this out, effect summon out from the deck a Sylvie. You know what I mean? And yeah, Asteria. Diabells is the most important one out of all of them, obviously, but sometimes I do wish she was like a tuner at times, but I get why she's not, bro. She'd be too broken if she was a tuner. She'll be like a $50 card each, you know what I mean? Her being a tuner would be crazy. So yeah, 3, 3, 3, and 1. I do not mind this card at 1. We are on Pot of Prosperity, so Pot of Prosperity does kind of conflict with her effect, but 9 out of 10, you don't always have to use her effect, or even Pot of Prosperity if you don't want to. You're playing it so you can kind of dig through your deck and get to your powerful 1-ups, like your Toy Box, or this, or that, you know what I mean? Even this sometimes too, so yeah, just these right here, and I guess if you guys do not know what they do, for those who are new to White Force, I'll explain it. So all of them have the effect besides her. You can send a spell and trap card from your hand or field to graveyard to activate their effects. So what she does, she could summon she could summon a spellcaster tuner. Is that tuner? I'm pretty sure. A light spellcaster tuner from your deck. So it could be any tuner. As long it could be a 5, 8, 10, no matter. You can summon it. Making sure just in case. Yep, 1 light spellcaster tuner. So it don't matter the freaking level. So you can summon Veiler if you want to, right? So she summons them from the deck. You can reveal her and then summon and then search for a White Forest monster. This will let you draw a card, right? These 2 have, and they have bonus effects. While they're in your graveyard, they have effects. If you use if a spell and trap card is sent to a graveyard to activate a monster effect, you're going to summon her back to the field. And then her effect, if you special summon out I'm pretty sure, so I want to get it correct because y'all be giving at my throat. Let's see. When a light spellcaster tuner is special summoned to your field, during your opponent's turn, you can just add this card from your graveyard back to your hand. These 2 grave effects are pretty good, nifty. This is kind of how you recycle back everything. You can shuffle back your synchro monsters. So like if they're on the field or graveyard, you could just put them back and then summon them back. And these 2 are quick effects, so keep that in mind. So yeah, that is it for the White Forest stuff. Sylvie at 3, in my opinion, is pretty nice. But if you want to play it at 2, you can. It's just we're playing a lot of like non-engine stuff. So like you don't want to open up with just spell cards and like no starter, if that makes sense. So I rather have this in opening hand plus spell cards, but if not, at least this, you know what I mean, or this. So like any of these, then we're good to freaking go. But obviously she's the best one to actually have in your opening hand. So others. Toy engine, I'm still on that, so I am on 1 toy soldier and then 1 toy tank. In my last video, I was on 3 and 1, but I'm starting to see like, yo, you don't need 3 of these. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you don't always need 3. I think only 2 of these is just fine in my personal opinion. So that's just a me thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think just 1 and 1 is just fine. But if you want to play this at 2, you can play this at 2. No problem whatsoever. But yeah, it's fine like this for me. I don't feel like, oh, I need that second one. You know what I mean? Because the most it can do in your opening hand is you can either set it or you can normal summon and then search for toy box. And then even then that'll run you into a droll. So I think for me, just 1 and 1 is just fine. You know, that's just how I see that. I've been playing with it, so yeah. Next is just hand traps, a bunch of hand traps. So 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Droll, 2 Veiler, and then 3 Imperm. We have the room to play all these hand traps, so I will be playing all these hand traps. If you want to play more, you can, but I feel like you kind of gotta like manage the white forest cards. Like these are all super good to open up with, except this only brick in this deck, but you do have to play it. But even then, it's not so bad as long as you open up with this plus another white forest card, you know what I mean, or monster. But yeah, these are only monsters that you do play, and then these are the hand traps. So like everything else is just spells and traps. So it's like you have to kind of have a good amalgamation of like enough monsters, enough spells, enough traps, if that makes sense. So that's it for those spell cards. Best spell card in the deck is 3 toy box. Yeah, it's a soft once per turn, so you can literally do this non-stop. You know what I mean? So if you have 3, you can go activate effect. They want to go Twin Twister. Okay, activate effect. They want to go Ghost Ogre. Okay, activate effect. Like you can. It's a soft once per turn. All the effects are soft once per turn. Well, you can only do 1 per turn, but it's a soft once per turn. So like I can't go like, okay, I'm gonna set them, I'm gonna pop them now. You know what I mean? You can only use each of them once per turn, but it's a soft once per turn, if that makes sense. So 3 of these, very broken. If you are playing the toy box variant, this is the best card in the deck, obviously, because this gets you into a lot more of your other stuff. So yeah, 3 of these at all times. For consistency, like I said before, we are actually rocking Pot of Prosperity in here. And yeah, it's just one of the, like, I did actually get a super cool comment. Shout outs to you. I do not remember your name, but he told me instead of pot, if I wanted to run what's it called, Small World, I could do that, right? I don't mind running Small World just to kind of get you into your other stuff. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I still think Pot of Prosperity is a little bit better because you can dig through your deck to get your toy box or to get your other stuff, to get your side deck cards. So like I think overall this is a little bit better, but the Small World variant can actually work because like both have pros and cons. You know what I mean? With the Small World in here and not this, I can use this effect to like draw. I can use Tri-Edge to like draw, but it's like that's just 2 draws. You know what I mean? This digs through 6 cards to kind of get whatever it is I want. So it's kind of like pros and cons, but for now, I'm going to stick with the Pot of Prosperity for right now if I can, because Pot of Prosperity is a good card overall, and it's very consistent. So just those right there. And now, one of the best cards that I did put in here, which should be in the main deck in my opinion, is 3 cross-out Designators and then 2 talents along with 2 Droplet. These are incredible. Cross out, you gotta main this card in here. This card, like, again, I feel like this deck is very incomplete. So like, if this gets stopped and this is your only play, that's it. You know what I mean? And it's like, let's just say you open up with just this plus everything is spell and trap cards. Like, these 2 alone can just like win you a lot of games. You know what I mean? Because like your opponent can't really do much about it. But yeah, I definitely think cross out needs to be in the main deck, bro. You get saved so much from Droll, Ash, Imperm, Veiler, all those good cards. So you gotta run Crossout in the main deck. And to kind of complement the Crossouts is talents too. In my opinion, this card is very underrated in here too. Very, 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 very good. The amount of times she would get hand trapped, and I would still be able to kind of play. Because one of the like best combos is opening up Asteria plus your toy box. You know what I mean? You know, you do your toy box to kind of set your soldier and then tank. You normal summon this effect. You send soldier to summon. If they want to Ash, Imperm, Veiler, anything to like this card, that's fine. Because then you'll still trigger out your toy soldier, summon him. You'll search for your Rusia, right? And then on res of all of that, you can go talents, show me your hand. You know what I mean? Like, talents is very, 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 very good. And, you know, Droplet is still Droplet, so I want to kind of run both if I can. You know what I mean? So I think these 8 right here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these 7, I can't count, my fault. These 7 in here are really good, in my opinion. So yeah, that is it for those. 1-ofs, I'm actually on the 1 Tails and then the 1 Call with the Grave. This card is actually a 1-of. Before I told myself, or in the last video, I said this card is definitely a 3-of. But bro, this, after testing it, this card is definitely a 1-of, bro. You know what I mean? Like, believe it or not, you want to only have 1 of this in your deck. Because as good as this card is, it's only good if you control a spellcaster or illusion. If you got none of them, this card is dead. It does nothing on its own. So definitely a 1-of. I know that sounds crazy and scary. Like, oh, a search card at 1? Bro, dude, trust me. This is a 1-of. Because in the Drytron video, I literally had to go normal summon effect Veiler. Activate this. Like that, you know how crazy that is, bro? But yeah, a 1-of, you can always get to it. You can always see it. Definitely a 1-of in here. And yeah, and then just obviously Called by the Grave, because again, we want to keep our plays safe as much as possible. So that is why this is here too. So as it for those right there. For the trap cards, just last 2 trap cards. 1 Reframing, and then the 1 Woes of the White Forest, which, let me read it again just in case. Yeah, so Woes is a very good card, but I wish it was better, because when you use this, you have to summon out a White Forest Synchro monster. If that was not the case, bro, we would, man, summon out anything you want to, broken. But yeah, just these 2, they're both searchable, especially this card, you'll always get to it. Oops. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. That's a solid 40 cards. So far, I like it a lot. I was playing the Bystials in here from before, but I decided against it because, like, again, there's just so much to experiment, but I can't wait to try the horse build with you guys. That is going to be so broken. I know it is. Let's get into the extra deck really quick. It changed around a lot, but it's still pretty good, so whoop. So very standard, 1 Zapper Shrimp, 1 Silva. Is it Silva? How do you say this one? Silvera, sorry. Run Rasil, ooh, nope, the Bat. For the 6s, other 6, Tri-Edge, Coral Dragon. That's it for the 6s. These are fun in here, in my opinion, they're pretty good. Most cuttable one is possibly these 2, but sometimes you do want to go into them, especially this card, it does help out tremendously. So maybe I won't cut them, but you know, I like to, you guys know when I use my extra deck for synchros, I like to use every synchro if I can for any situation, aka like my Synchron. That's how I topped with that deck. I was able to use any and every synchro monster in there to my advantage. So yeah. For 8s, obviously, 1 Visas, 1 Diabels, and then the 1 Scarlight. I put him in here because, you know, time, and he's a dark, so you can make Chaos Angel easier with this card. So yeah, just it's a time card, and it's a good card overall, so that's why I'm running it. And Diabels, you summon her every single turn if you can, and it's just good overall, if that makes sense. So that's it for those. For 10s, we are actually rocking, shout out to this comment I got. I was like, oh, that card's broken. So we're all rocking the 1 Goaty, the 1 Satellite, the 1 Blackwing Assault Dragon, and then the 1 Chaos Angel to round off the 10s. You summon this every turn. Combinate, like, if you have, where's it at? Asteria plus Toy Box, your inboard can be Diabels plus Trap card on top of this too. You know what I mean? And on top of Veiler too. So that's why this is in here, to kind of like facilitate that first turn play. So that's why this is in here. Satellite Warrior is kind of like this. It's whatever it is I want to do. If I want to banish one card, I'll summon this. If I want to pop a lot of cards, I'll summon this. Or if I want to banish the entire field, I'll summon this. This card is broken in here, bro. So what it does, if you summon this card during your opponent's turn, so it does take one fish tuner, and the fish tuner we do have is obviously the Zapper Shrimp. This is a fish, and it's a tuner. So yeah, that's how you summon it. But anyways, you summon this. So for every monster I control that's banished, all original number of banished monsters. Oh, I mean, in general, okay. Give 500 attack and defense, right? And then if you summon it to on your opponent's turn, you banish all cards on the field, right? And I believe during the next standby phase, it comes right back. So this card is a good, it's a good interruption card. It's this deck. It's one of those like decks to where once it goes off, it sets up that like little like minimum-ish board, but the board it sets up is broken. You know what I mean? So yeah, interrupt for days. That's it for those for the links. 1 SP, 1 Lina, and then the 1 Sky Crisis to kind of round off. I don't really go into the links and this too often, but yeah, I'm putting it in here because it's good to actually have them in here, and then, you know, this is here. So yeah, that is it for the extra deck. Side deck, very, very, very important, very important. So, side deck, 3 DD Crow, and then the 1 Barrier Statue. This could have been, whatchamacallit, Thunder King Ryo, but this is just as good too. Fiendsmith can still play under this, but it's like, Fiendsmith is always mixed with like variants of things. So like, Fiendsmith, Snake Eye, Fiendsmith Yubel, Fiendsmith anything, you know what I mean? Everything, you know, so this can stop a lot of other decks, you know what I mean? But Tenpai cannot play. They cannot play at all. Because you'll summon this first turn, right? You'll go pass. Unless they have either drop it or imperm, they're going to normal summon out they're going to normal summon out Chandra, enter battle. Once they enter battle, that's when you go, okay, I'm going to go Woes. You know what I mean? You go Woes, you summon out the thing, and then you summon out your Silvera, Book of Moon, their field. This is going to stay. You know what I mean? So that is why this card is pretty good in my personal opinion. This is the Tenpai killer. And then DD Crow just amazing. Super good this format. Same with the Bestials, but I did not have room for the Bestials in the side deck. More stuff. 3 Cosmic. 1 Duster for back row hate. That's all it's for. Traps. 3 Skill Drain. Skill Drain is very, 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 very good in this deck, in my opinion. You could turn it on your turn, turn it off on your turn too. You know what I mean? Because remember, your white 4 stuff sends the spell trap cards on field or graveyard or hand for cost. So on field, activate this, right? Effects, send this to grave, and now I summon, and now her effect is free. So that's why Skill Drain is pretty good in here, in my personal opinion. 2 Evenly, 1 anti-spell, and then D-Barrier. This is just for cross out, obviously. I main cross out. And yeah, that is it. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys the super cool combo of what this deck can actually do. BRB. Okay, so for the combo, you need to open up with either a Zet or a Stellar plus Toy Box. This is why this engine is pretty good. We're going to go with a Zet because I wouldn't have that extra body, but either way, it's the same thing essentially. So anyway, you're going to go main phase 1, you're going to use Toy Box. Obviously, this is so you don't get interrupted. I'm just showing you guys what this deck can actually do. So you're going to set these 2 here. No problem, no problem. Now you're going to go a Zet. So you're going to send this to graveyard for cost. Activate, summon, and then you're going to search a Stellar. And then on res, you're going to go Toy Soldier effect, summon, effect. And since you control this, you can search for something else. So here we will search for Rukia. Rukala. I don't know how to say her name, I'm going to be honest. Now you're going to normal summon out your Stellar. Going to go effect, send to graveyard to summon out another card here, which you will summon out your Sylvie. Chain link 1 Sylvie, chain link 2 Toy. I like to get trap card here because it's pretty good what you're going to end off in. And boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is already 5 summons, so again, if they want to nib you here, they're going to nib you here. No big deal. But usually in the other combo, if you don't open up with this, you'll have this. But this is just to show you the like full effect of what this deck can actually do. But anyways, here you're going to synchro summon these 2 together. And you will go for your Rosella effect. You're going to send this to graveyard to search, which here I'll probably go get a effect Veiler. Yep, there we go. And now we're going to go Chainlink 1, a Stellar, and Chainlink 2, Woes. Gonna go right here and go right here. Super cool card, boom. Right, now that's here, pretty cool. Now what you want to do, you could do a ton of more things here, like nothing too crazy, but you're gonna synchro summon these two together. And then you're gonna go to Diabels. And again, if you actually wanted to actually send your toy box over sending this instead, but you know what, yeah. Let's do that. We'll send toy box instead of this. It's still in our hand, right? Some Diabels effect, target this, add it back to hand, right? We want to get the most advantage as possible, if that makes sense. So now we can activate it again if we really want to. No big deal. And next we're going to go activate Rusula, summon to the field here. Effect send Woes to draw a card, does not matter. I'm gonna shuffle the card. Let's just say we drew this, right? Pick it again, no big deal, right? Now we're gonna go effect, set this card right here. And now look at that. Now we're gonna synchro summon these two together. And then we will summon out Visas here. Visas are gonna search out the counter trap, right? And now with these two, synchro summon these two together. And like I said, we will make this right here, Black-Winged Dragon. And again, we can still do a lot more stuff here if need be. Like we can make another 8 if we really want to, because we can still put back these in the graveyard to summon back another one. So, but what we're gonna do for full transparency, we're going to use Rosella effects, target this, put it back, summon this right here. And again, if you had a Omega here or something like that, you can go for Omega, but we're going to just boop, these two right here. Then we will make a SP right above here. And then we will set this right here. And then with that, we can pass our turn. And again, we ended off on Effect Veiler, Burn, SP, Diabels, Reframing, and then Woes again. You know what I mean? So we can do a lot of stuff here, bro. It's kind of insane. So then again, it's our opponent's turn now. If they want to do anything, they're going to get burnt. They can't attack us because, oh, sorry. Then we can still go in phase toy box. We can set these two once again. Sorry about that. So now we have a full field, 5 back row, essentially. They can attack us because of toy box. And these are the stuff we have in the back row here. We have a effect veiler right here. Diabel's effect can go off SP. This gets 4 counters, blow up the entire field and burn you. And we still have these in the graveyard, plus these two, you know what I mean? So, like, here's how it can actually go. Like, usually if your opponent does anything here, what I would possibly do is I would go Diabels. I can send, well, you know what? Let's just send Toy Box. We don't need the Toy Box anymore. And then we will summon out our Shrimp here, right? Which that will actually trigger our Asteria. Summon her back here, just another body. No big deal, you know? Then if our opponent wants to do anything at all, we can literally go Zapper Shrimp. We can synchro summon these two together, right? And we could either make Satellite, we can make Chaos Angel, or if we really want to, we can make Goaty. But this kind of more of a last resort kind of thing. But you know, to be simple, we can just go summon Satellite Warrior, right? His effect will trigger. We have 1, 2, 3 in the graveyard, so we could pop 3 cards, right? So we have that, pops 3 cards, right? They want to do anything else, we're gonna go Woes, right? Go Woes, summon this out right here. Synchro summon these two together. Right, we're gonna go into Silvera, Book of Moon their fields. They want to do anything else, we have Effect Veiler, that they do anything else, this. We have this. By the time everything is done, we'll have 4 counters. Effect blow up the entire field. Like, you just interrupt your opponent for days. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe to the video. I'll see you guys next time and have an awesome one. Peace. Peace.